What's happening, everybody? Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Working here at the kitchen table today. Got the drapes open, the blinds open here, and I'm watching summer slip to autumn. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's made me think about how much time has elapsed this year, how much has already blown by in just the last, what, October 1st today. October 1st. That's crazy. It was just Christmas. Now it's October 1st. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm looking through, I've got this marker board I work with all the time, and I've got two computers open in front of me here, notebooks out, which my wife hates because I always got like stuff, my plans, and I'm thinking about all the things that I want to do, all the things I should do, all the things I could do, and some of the things I shouldn't waste any time on. And I'm thinking here, this is what I wanted to share with you. If you could do two things to help you improve in anything, what would they be? And I think we're so challenged now, even right now as I'm talking to you, I'm here working. But as I'm working, like I said, I've got two computers open. I've got all these different forms of media, you guys right here. And I thought, okay, I better keep working. But I think this is too good. Hey guys, I think this is too good, not because it's my information, but it's the truth. Too often we get so bogged down, so mired, so focused on the little things, right? Like if I can just get through today, I can worry about the big picture. If I can just get through this week, if I can just get to the end of the month, everything will be cool. Which is, I think sometimes that mindset is okay when it's from the perspective of I've got a plan which I'll enact later, but too often we never get to the point of actually enacting a plan. So here's the two things. What's your goal? I talk about this. This is the beginning of every Carry Trainer course. What is your goal? And if you can't define that, you have no goal. If you show up to work every day or get out of bed and you don't have some clear, defined goals, don't get mad at me. Life is running you. You're not running your life. If you don't get out of bed and have some clearly defined goals, look, you don't need to have like a whole stack of them. Even if it's something as simple as I'm going to walk into my office or into my job site or gun range or hospital, whatever it is you do, I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to kick ass. I don't mean kick ass like people on the internet say to destroy everything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about attacking problems, attacking your attitude, going after the things that normally push you off kilter. You ever see people and they're annoying because everything they touch seems to go well, turn to gold? Like, let's call him Kyle. I hate Kyle. Everything Kyle does is awesome. And you're like, what the frick? And Kyle doesn't want to go out for beers after work because Kyle wants to be fresh the next day. And Kyle never has to lose a few pounds because Kyle always watches what he eats. And Kyle never has to borrow a couple bucks to pay the rent or to frickin' catch up on a bill because Kyle saves his money. Well, why does Kyle not have those problems? Because Kyle does the right things. Which is, in essence, guys, it's setting little goals. Like, how often are you getting up and doing something physical? I've got like 20 different exercises that I try to do. If I'm having a day like this where got my ass planted, I've got a countertop behind me that I can put a hand on either side and I pull my knees up to my chest and I pull my legs straight out in front of me. I'll do some exercises like that. I've got a rubber band that I do some exercises with. I got a jump rope, push-ups, air squats, jumping jacks. You have to not just have a goal of being better, but what does better look like? So I'm going to be like my personal goals as I age, which is a natural part of life that I can't change. I'm going to continue to push myself to be fit. I'm going to continue to push myself to keep moving. You see, when people start to just decide that they're going to sink into the chair, that happens more and more. So what do? You get your ass up and you move. Yeah, man. So have a goal. And the funny thing is, we talk about this stuff all the time. People hear it. I need to hear it. Oftentimes, folks will say to me, like, oh, you think you got shit all figured out? No, sir, no, I do not. But what I do know is a few things that are required, regardless of if you're Bill Gates, regardless of if you are a major league ball player or if you are a movie star. A few things must happen. You got to have a goal and you have to drive yourself to it. Look, there's people that get breaks in life, right? There's people that maybe win the lottery. Somebody shows up and throws something at you, but you still have to show up every day and kick ass. If somebody gets handed that lucky break, if they don't do the right things, they're going to lose what they got with that lucky break. Do you understand what I'm saying? So as I'm sitting here watching 10 months, 9 months of another really wonderful year, a family fun-filled year for me is already 3/4 gone. That impresses upon me the need to not just do more. This is the challenge that I face. I feel like we must always do more because we want more, right? We want more money so that we can do more. We want more money because then we have more free time. Money, all of us, especially here in the West, in America, we want more money because money buys us freedom. Money, what is WNC? What does WNC mean? I don't know what that means. Tell me what that means, Nathan. Money buys us free time. Free time for what, though? We always have this notion that if I can get more, if I can just like get the big score and get more, then I'll have more time to do what I want. Well, if your goal is really to do what you want right now. Western North Carolina. I probably won't be in Western North Carolina, but I'm going to be in Burlington this next week. I'll answer your question there right now. People, I'm one dude, and it's awesome that people want us to come to your very specific region. So I'm going to be driving from Chicago to central North Carolina. That's probably 16 hours, 14 hours of driving. If you live in Western North Carolina, you're probably 3 or 4 hours from where I'm going. So it would make sense to me that maybe you could cover the last couple of miles to meet me. I would love it, but I can't just go anywhere where somebody like, hey, come to my backyard so that I don't have to travel. I drive. I'm going to get my oil changed after I'm done here with you guys because why do we have such a bad connection here? I don't know if you guys are still here or not, but apparently we lost that feed for some reason. Just was checking my internet connection. I'm pumping some good double digits, both up and down on the speeds. So I don't know what happened. I think it was me. I think it was this stupid Samsung phone that needs to get tossed in the garbage. Anyway, I was answering your question about classes. We go all over, man. We're going to be this weekend in North Carolina. So drive a couple miles, attend that course, 3 days of awesomeness. Everybody that attends, not only are you going to shoot a bunch, but you are going to leave with a TCCC certification taught by one of the most prolific Green Beret medics, 18 Deltas they're called, that the military has, which is pretty awesome. That's a pretty great opportunity for anybody. So back to the point here. Two magical things. You know, when I was less wise than I am now, not that I'm wise, but it's funny, you know, like there's different concepts that you get, be it job related, personal related, family, whatever. Different concepts that you kind of get and they evolve in our brain as we age. And this concept that I'm talking about here as a 20-year-old man would have went right over my head. Whatever it is that you want to do, I don't care what it is. You want to lose 20 pounds. You want to be able to do 100 push-ups. You want to run a marathon. You want to earn more money. You want to get a raise. You want to get the hot chick or hot dude. Or hot chick and hot dude. Double thumbs up, you weirdo. You want to become a champion shooter. I don't know, whatever it is for you. It's not about what's for me, it's about what's for you, whatever it is. Whatever it is. You have to get to the point where that thing, it's not just some wish. Yeah, man, it'd be really cool if I made more money, because if I made more money, I could buy cool stuff. That's not a goal. That's a childlike pipe dream. Man, it'd be cool if I could lose some weight. Back when I was in high school, I was all slim and trim and like greased lightning. Those were the days. That's not a goal. That's a pipe dream. That's childhood remembrances. Now, when it gets to the point where that thing begins to own you, when you get to the point, in a positive way, I'm saying, that goal becomes an insufferable, nagging, tugging idea in your head, and you finally decide, I'm going to do something, sup, Jet. Then comes point 2. You freaking go do it. You go do it. Well, easier said than done. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You know, well, I don't get free ammunition like you do. I don't get free ammo. I work my ass off with the company that supplies me ammo so that I sell ammunition for them through all of the work that we do to show their ammo to the world. And in return, they provide me ammo to train. There's nothing free. There's nothing free in this world. So if you want the thing, pick it. Whatever it is, pick it. Pick it. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is, you pick it. And then you sit down and you start adding details. I'm talking details. So pick the thing. I want to do, if most of us are probably men that are here, so most of us want to be more physically fit, right? We want bigger guns. We want to run faster. Pick a thing. I want to be able to do 200 push-ups in 10 minutes. I don't even know what that looks like. I probably could do 200 in about 30 seconds. I don't know. Whatever that thing looks like. I'm going to put a little light on here. Did that clean up the picture here a little bit? I'm a little uplighting out of the ceiling. Buy 30 more guns. I mean, if that's your goal, so you're going to need money to buy 30 guns. You're going to need to decide what guns you want. You're going to need to be able to feed those guns. You're going to probably need a nice big gun safe to put those guns in. So here's the catch, right? The catch is, how are you going to apply action to that? I think too often we start to compartmentalize too much. Well, I'm going to have to work a few extra shifts. I'm going to have to see if the boss will give me a raise. Nah, man, that ain't how you win a gold medal. That's not how you move a mountain. That's not how you supersede all of the normal mediocre crap that's in your life. You don't do that by little minuscule movements. You do it by getting up and running at it. That's how you jump a hurdle. That's how you break through a wall. You attack it. Hey man, best way to get over procrastinating is to do exactly what you said. Get the hell off your ass and just do it. Just get up. Get up and do it. Get up and do it. That is procrastination is probably, right now, that's why I'm sitting here talking about this. I'm looking out at the beautiful fall-like weather here in Illinois. The leaves are starting to turn. It's kind of hazy out. It's been raining, which I think is beautiful. My burning bushes are red. The maples are starting to turn gold. And I look at that and I think about how much time have I wasted doing, maybe a task should have taken an hour, 2 hours. And I made it take 4 or 5 hours because I couldn't just deal with it. I could have had more time to actually enjoy this instead of having to go through some bullshit. Maybe that's what we're talking about, friend. I mean, we all need to be motivated. I think sometimes the biggest challenge for all of us is being able to motivate ourselves. It's interesting. I look at a good friend of mine who's a champion shooter, very successful guy in life. He and I were talking last night via text. He lives in another state now. He moved away, and he's talking about social media, how it's a time suck. And it's a time suck if you let it be a time suck, By that, I'm saying if we cannot get done what we need to do, it's too easy just to pick up the phone or flip open your laptop and just go into this world of stuff that's not important. What's Kyle doing? I love Kyle. You get what I'm saying? So this goal setting, I have people tell me all the time, and it's not me patting myself on the back. They don't understand how I get to do what I get to do when I'm not some famous veteran or I'm not some big city SWAT cop. You know how? Because I want to. And nobody is going to tell me I can't. So anything we want to do it, dude. How many pull-ups are you going to do? How many pull-ups? I'd like to see you do at least 15. Anything you want to do, if it is not causing injury to anybody, not taking freedom or liberty from anybody, and not treading on anybody else's rights or causing ill will, get after it. That said, like, I'm in business. In order for me to be successful, somebody else is going to lose business. That's different because that is a game that two parties decide to play. But if I decide, I want to steal my neighbor's dog, that's not, like a good goal. I know you guys understand that, but sometimes people take that idea a little bit too far. I want to hurt a child. That's what makes me feel good. No, not correct. So as long as your goal, probably 10, but 3 sets. So I'm down with that. As long as they're clean. Nice and clean, strict. None of that. No, don't do that. Pick a goal. Whatever the goal is. Pack your car up. Get the house clean. Mop the floor. I don't care. Whatever the goal is. Decide it. The funny thing is, if you do one thing, check this out. If you do one thing, I don't care if it's what Funkenteleki? He's got 2 goals, right? He's going to do some pull-ups and then he's going to pack because he's got to move to New York. If you do one thing, see, there's an interesting thing about how our brain works. Fear begets more fear. Fear begets more fear. Funkenteleki. That's what it makes me think of. Fear begets more fear. Worry begets. What's beget mean? It means you're going to get more of it, right? What is the root word of that? Let's look that up. I want to know. Beget. Give rise to bring about, to cause, to create, to produce, to generate, to engender, to spawn. That's all good stuff. To provoke, to kindle, to trigger. Violence begets violence. Fear begets fear. Anger begets anger. Procrastination begets more procrastination. So when you decide, when you sit and you tell yourself, look, mother effer, I'm not going to let you. That's me telling my will. See, here's the other interesting point. I'll make a sidestep here. You're the person that you created. If you're like at least 20 years old, you can't blame your mom and dad anymore. You're an adult. All the choices are yours. I don't care if you're locked up in jail. The choices of what you get to put in your head are yours. So if you don't like the output, if you don't like the product that you are producing in your life, that's your fault. That's nobody else's fault. It's your fault. So in order to change that, you have to begin by changing what you're feeding into your brain. That's conscious. People think that our thoughts are just some random crap that just slams into our brain that's flying around in the air. You create it, man. Nobody else does. You do. So if you are continually procrastinating, being lazy, not being purposeful in your goals, not defining what your day should look like, not defining what your week should look like, not defining what will make you happy. By the way, nobody else can make you happy. Not some woman, not some job, not some fat bank account, not some boss, not some friend. Nobody can make you happy but you. So fear begets fear. Well, getting up off your ass, I would like to come to Utah. We're talking about Idaho too. If you get off your ass and you actually do something, if you make a little goal, I'm going to get up and I'm going to bust out 50 push-ups on the floor of my office or the job site or wherever, and then you do it, I did it, man. It's a little thing. You got up and you did it. Eventually, that turns into, I'm going to create a company. I'm going to fix my broken family. I'm going to shed 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds. I'm right now got a few friends that have lost over 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds, 80 pounds because they decided to do it. So taking conscious action, making conscious choices and applying action, man, that's the juice right there. And the more you do it, you then realize, I did that. Not him, not her, I did it. And you might get help along the way, but it starts with you making a choice. You making a choice to do something to actually affect some change, to affect whatever outcome you desire. Fear begets fear, courage begets courage. You dig? Well, what am I scared of? Most people are scared of failing. You know a really easy way to deal with that? Don't tell people what you're doing. I get so annoyed, like on Facebook and stuff, people post all of the things. I ate good today, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds. They tell the whole world that. What have they done? Now they've got the pressure of all these people. Oh yeah, Kyle, there goes Kyle again. Back to trying to lose weight. Or I'm starting a new company. Don't tell people what you're doing. Just go do it. Why not tell people? Because everybody's jealous of you anyway. Everybody's thinking he's going to fail. So why let them think it? You do it. All that matters is what you think. Is it easier? Yeah, Kyle. Is it easier if all of your friends and family believe in you? Of course it is. But the sooner you get it through your head that it doesn't matter, I don't care if your mom doesn't believe in you. I don't care if your dad doesn't believe in you. I don't care if your wife or your husband or your boyfriend, they all might not believe in you. That's okay. In a way, it's actually better. How them pull-ups coming? Why is it better? Because then victory is that much sweeter. I did not need them to believe in myself. Because nobody can make you believe in yourself. And until you do, you're not going to do anything. Until you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, Kyle, here's what we're going to do, dude. And then you spell it out. We're going to attack this thing. Yeah, we're going to probably make some mistakes, and that's okay, because that's what humans do. And when we do make a mistake, we'll re-tack, we'll re-chart, we'll do whatever we have to do. We'll go around, up, over, we'll tunnel through whatever we have to do, and we'll get done with it. And you know what? People are probably, this is still Kyle talking in the mirror, people are probably going to make fun of us. I don't give a shit. Why don't I give a shit? Well, because one day, Kyle's still talking in the mirror, I'm going to die. This is one of my favorite little speeches. I'm going to die. And when I lay there that last night to go to sleep, or I get in that car and I don't know that a car crash is impending in my future, or I'm out on a jog and there is a heart attack, whatever my cause of death will be, none of those mother effers that didn't believe in you will be there in that moment of truth as your life switches from on to off. None of them will be there with you. They may be in the room. You may be dying of some disease at some point in your life. They may be in the room. They may be sad to see you go, but they're still not there with you as you take that step from life to death. It's you, man. You. The sooner you believe in yourself, the sooner you realize, regardless of what anybody else says or does, it is you when you lay your head down at night to go to sleep. Nobody else can make you happy. Nobody else can drive you to your goals. Nobody else can make you not procrastinate. Nobody else can make you jump up and grab that bar or do those push-ups or not put that piece of cake in your mouth. Kyle, put that fork down. Unless you got to have some cake. but then be willing to pay the consequences for when you do the deed. See, that's the other thing. We all want the benefit of whatever. I want to use my credit card to buy the thing. I get the thing. Now the consequences of bills coming in the mail. I want to drink 6 beers. Consequence. I want to freaking eat that fast food. Consequence. A sickly body. I want to enjoy sleeping a little longer and not going and kicking ass at work. Consequence. No dinero in the wallet. You get it? So there's a price to pay for everything. And as soon as you get to the point where you realize that it doesn't matter what anybody else says or thinks about you and what you choose to do with your life, it only matters what you choose to think. It only matters what you choose to do. Therein lies the truth. Therein lies the rub. Therein lies the fruit or lack thereof of your life. And that's how I really judge people. When I say judge, I don't mean judge like that's a bad person. Only Kyle would do that. I mean judge in the sense of, what are they up to, man? Like, it's funny. Read some posts on social media from like people that are like important, and oftentimes it looks like they're trying to come off humble. Looks like they're trying to come off by telling you about all the stuff that they've been through. And in reality, it's a veiled way of saying, look at me. I'm amazing. I'm important. I've done this. I've done that. And then you look at the people around them, that follow them. What's the fruit? Are they impacting people in a meaningful and positive way? Are they inducing people to want to do something good, something honest, something that is going to produce more good? Because good begets good, right? Oh, well, that's not cool to talk about. You know what's funny? You guys, check this out. Look this up when you're done. I tried to post it, but due to copyright laws, I couldn't. Some of you may find this corny. I won't play the song in the background because then the YouTube algorithm, I gotta push pause, will cut it out. Brian Wilson. So Brian Wilson was one of the founding members of the Beach Boys. So some of you guys that might be lame, whatever, you want to hear some hip hop or heavy metal. What's up? Oh, Canada. So Brian Wilson. I'll show you a picture because I can do that. Check it out, man. This is going to blow up the internet. So Brian Wilson, founding member of the Beach Boys. Not a soldier. Not a cop. Not a boxer. Not a fighter. But he was a warrior. Well, what do you mean he was a warrior? He wasn't a warrior. Yeah, he was a warrior in the truest sense of the word. Well, how could he be? Shut up, Kyle. I'm talking. Kyle, you didn't get to hear some of the other stuff. My man from Canada's name is Kyle. So check this out. This guy starts what became one of the biggest bands ever in the history of the world. Rivaled the Beatles, rivaled Elvis, rivaled AC/DC, rivaled the Doors, rivaled Led Zeppelin. To this day, one of the biggest selling bands ever of all time. He loses family to tragedy. He develops severe depression, which leads to him basically being imprisoned in his own home by a sadistic, check this out, read about this guy, Brian Wilson. He's basically imprisoned, but the whole world sees him. They don't know it. By a sick, sadistic doctor, a psychologist, that dopes him up on all kinds of crazy meds and keeps him under lock and key. Basically runs his whole life, this adult's life. Loses everything that the rest of us hold dear in the terms of freedom. Finally, somebody comes into his life and sees what's happening and fights tooth and nail. They're married to this day. Fights tooth and nail to get this guy free. This is legit. And he writes this tune called Love and Mercy. And if you listen to it and you understand where he came from, what his background was, losing some family members, his brothers that were part of the band, one of them drowned at a young age. His father was a piece of garbage that abused him and his brothers and basically did like the same thing that Joe Jackson did with the Jackson 5, hoard those boys out to make money. He went through all of that, had people use and abuse him, put him under lock and key, medicate him and keep him from the public, lost family, father abused him, and he writes this song, and all he's saying is all you need is love and mercy. I mean, check that shit out. And then we have all these people talking about just destroy everything. Just, it's not all about how badass you are, because in the end, your muscles will fade. In the end, your eyesight will diminish. In the end, yeah, it's going to happen. In the end, you will not have, I'm looking something up here for you. Look this up, the Battle of Malden. Got a copy of it here. It's in my office upstairs on the wall. It doesn't matter. As what the author said, Otho, was that as we age, this is me paraphrasing, as our message retracted. Why'd you retract the message? As we age and our might lessens, our heart must grow bolder. Well, that's pretty intense. That was coming from the mind of a warrior. As our might lessens, he's talking about an aging warrior, our heart must grow the bolder. So fear begets fear. Good begets good. Courage begets courage. Procrastination begets procrastination. What is that? It's habits, man. You fall into habits. If you're a negative person, you got to change that. That might be your goal, attacking the negative thoughts that control you, that chain you, that stop you from doing the thing that you want to do, whatever that thing is. So the 2 things, set a goal. 3 things, create actionable steps for that goal. Kyle, not this Kyle, but our fictitious Kyle. Kyle wants to tell you, you can't do it. You can't do it. People will laugh at you. People will laugh at you. Let them laugh, because on your deathbed, they're not going to be there with you. Let them laugh. When they're laughing at you, all they're saying is, I'm a coward. I'm a coward, and I'm going to laugh at you because I don't have the balls to do what you're trying. I don't have the guts to stand up and let the world see me fail. That's when some jackass is laughing at you. That's what they're saying. I don't have the balls to do what you're doing. So let them laugh. When people laugh at me, I find it funny. Somebody made fun of me on Instagram today. They offered to start a GoFundMe page for me to pay for my hurt feelings. And I'm like, my feelings aren't hurt. You're just an idiot. I don't care. Now, that said, there might be some people that have valid critiques of your life. They may actually have good input. So there's a line, though, where you may want to listen. Somebody that cares about you may see something, because you don't know everything. Just because you're motivated doesn't mean you don't know everything. So don't fall off the rails and think, oh, this is my mission. Anything anybody says, I'm not going to listen to. Well, that's not the right way to go either. But that guy, that gal that's laughing at you or telling you you can't do it is saying, I can't do it. If I can't do it, you can't do it. Well, F that. F that. As I'm getting ready for this next class in North Carolina, I'm so very grateful. There's some people that say to me, this is a good one. And I'm not telling you this because I need validation. I'm telling you because of my own experience. Perhaps it will help you understand some things in your own life. Now, don't try to walk my path, just as I will not try to walk yours. But I hear from people, Mick just surrounds himself with guys that are like high-level veterans, because then it will make him seem important. No, not at all. I'm going to people that have a certain skill set that we can pass their, hey, Calder, go ahead and unsubscribe and report. Have a good day, buddy. Let's just get rid of that guy real quick. I'm going to report him. And you're a bully. I just reported him. Thank you. Bye now. Yeah, Control Alt Delete, exactly. It's funny to me. So right there, you've got a perfect person that rather than do something that provides value, that provides good, they invest energy in injecting nonsense, bullshit, hate, their own fear. So I mean, you guys all see that there's many people like that in the world. I'm assuming most all of you. His name might have been Kyle. I don't have much time for ding dongs. So this dude that I was telling you about, like, we'll go back a second. And that's probably true. He has no value, but that comes back to the big problem. The big problem is if we don't feel, that's a self-love problem. If you don't love yourself enough to know, I was that guy once. I was the guy that would have said, if the internet existed like it does now when I was a teenager, I would have been the guy writing all kinds of nonsense as a 15, 17, 18-year-old guy. I would have been that guy. I was a freaking criminal as a young man. I was lazy in a lot of ways. I procrastinated tons of things. I tore down relationships around me. I abused people's kindness to me and took advantage of people, oftentimes out of just total selfishness. So I can speak to that from the perspective of learning is a process that oftentimes requires mistakes. When I was starting to tell you a moment ago about coming from my own perspective, it was not to tell you do what I do because I've got all the answers. You know, it's interesting. You look at what's happening right now with the selection for our Supreme Court. Now, I'm not going to make any comments on whether or not the potential justice did or didn't do something in his high school years. But it's interesting that the average person, the only reason all of that has any credence in the news is because people pay attention to it. People watch it. Now, that said, none of us grow up. None of us grow up. I have friends that have never got a speeding ticket, never had an argument with somebody, but they cheated on their spouse. I have friends that have gone their whole life with straight A's, but they have gotten in trouble for not paying their taxes. You know, there's the sooner that we stop judging people and we start trying to produce good around us, the better it will go for us. All of this idea that you just have to be like a badass that like attacks life with a vengeance is futile if it is not shackled or coupled to an equal or greater amount of good intention, good idea. Because what is the point of all of it? What is the point? To just show the world that you're some kind of a tough badass? The interesting thing is people that exude that into the world, they attract people that think that just being some big tough badass is the way to go. What are you producing? You're producing more numbskulls, okay? So long and the short of it, guys, two things, maybe three. Create a goal. I don't care what it is. When I push stop here in 2 seconds, I'm going to go do some more of these ab crunches, and then I got to go get the oil change to get ready for North Carolina. I'm excited about that. I'm excited that I have made choices in my life that are allowing me to do things that I dreamt about doing. That makes me happy that I get to do that. Knowing that little old me has the ability to do that, it gives me great certainty to tell you I know you can do the same. No, I'm not selling you anything. This is a law of nature, not Mickey's law. It's a law of nature. If little me can do that, so can you. And those things are, I'm gonna add two things to the two things. So the two action points: create a goal. Awesome stuff, man. Create a goal. Apply action to it, which will require you to create some steps. It could be a simple goal like going and doing 50 push-ups. How tall am I? I'm 7'4". I'm 6 feet tall. 200, I'm actually not 200. I was 197 pounds on the scale this morning. Mickey's Law is not like Murphy's Law, John Lovell, but I know John will agree with me that don't try to, I think that sometimes is an interesting concept, trying to make mistakes. I think that mistakes oftentimes are a byproduct of trying. So I don't want to ever try to make a mistake, but if I'm investing energy, so what I was just saying, have a goal, have a plan, and then a actionable steps that you can apply to that end. I'm never seeking to fail. I'm not seeking to screw up. But if you're truly going after something that's important to you, that's valuable to you, that provides you some type of benefit for your life, then you must do it. So the last 2 points that I'll add to that, guys, is you have to stop caring about what others think about you. I'm not talking about it in a negative way, not I don't care what my wife thinks, or I don't care what my mother thinks, or the policeman thinks. As I said, your actions must still be in harmony with the rest of us. You can't live a life where you're treading on the rights or feelings of others. So as long as you're doing something inside the context of that, stop making decisions. Like John. John's a friend of mine. I don't make choices based on what John does, nor does John make choices based on what I do or what I think. He's going to do what he wants to do, which requires you guys to care enough. You have to care enough about yourself. That's what I touched on a few minutes ago. No woman can love you enough. No friend can love you enough. No person can love you enough to give you that self-love, the ability for you to decide, I live but once, thus I will apply myself to whatever end I want. You as a child, our parents can steer us to that end. A person that is around you, that wants to build you up, can help fill you full of things that maybe will propel you to that end, but you still have to decide to get your ass up off the couch. I can't sit and stuff a 12-pack of beer in me every night and have my wife tell me, you're a fit marathon runner, honey, I love you. You're a fit marathon runner. And I'm like, my wife's telling me I'm a marathon runner, so I am. You still have to apply the action. You still have to decide to do it, and nobody can make you do that. It's easier if you have people around you that are going to play on your team, which is the next point. Don't surround yourself with jackasses. Don't surround yourself with people that don't believe the same things as you. So what is the fruit of their life? Take a look at your friends. Take a hard look at them. Take a hard look. And I don't mean in a negative way, but take a look and say, you know what? Is Kyle, is John, is Bob, is whoever, is my friendship with them, is my time with them, is it driving me to the goals that I have in my life? You might have to say no. Does hanging out in the bar every night and playing darts help you get a more fit body? Does hanging out in the bar every night playing pool or whatever you do help you develop a better relationship with your wife or children? Probably not. And this is something you must answer. You have to look at those relationships and see if they take you to that end. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes that is a hard thing. But that's one of those actionable steps. If you're going to look at your goal, part of those actionable steps might be, you know what, the people around me, they're not the kind of people not only that are going to help me and support me get to that end, but they're going to make it harder for me. They're going to tear me down. They're going to laugh at me. They're not going to understand what I'm doing. Well, you know what? It doesn't mean that you have to say, hey, I hate all you people. I can't be around you. But it might require you to say, guys, I'm doing some things in my life right now that this is what's going to happen. But that's why I said a minute ago, sometimes better, often better, not to tell people. Just do it. It's a lot cooler when you... as I said, people put all this crap on Facebook. They put it on social media. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. And then you fail. And all your family says, there goes Kyle again. There goes Mick again, just spouting on his pipe dreams, and he never gets anywhere. Stop telling them. How much cooler would it be if all of a sudden, holy shit, Kyle's got his own business? Holy shit, Bob lost 30 pounds? Whoa, whoa, whoa. How about that? How about that reality versus, see, when people do that, this is my opinion, when people tell the whole world what they're looking for is, you can do it, buddy. I believe in you. I believe in you. Yeah, man. And that's okay. But now you've identified, if you're the person that wants to share that crap with the world, and it usually crashes and burns, before you start doing that, say, hey, wait a second, why am I doing this? I'm only telling the world this stuff because I need them to make me feel like I can do it. Well, catch yourself, man. Catch yourself and say, you know what? I don't need them. It's not that I don't need them because I'm a rock or an island, but I know I can do this because I believe in me. I know I can do it because I love myself enough and know that I live but once. Thus, I will treat my life in a respectful manner that I will propel myself to do the things that I want to, need to, love to do. You cannot do that until you decide to do it. Jose, be well. It's funny to me, guys, how somebody just wrote, stop toxicity. Sometimes we're the toxic ones. Sometimes we're the one that's full of the crap. Sometimes the very thoughts that roll around inside our head, that's the toxic sludge. It's not the other people around us. Sometimes we're the one that's filling that crap into others. Have you thought about that? You know, it's interesting. Like, I've got some family members, friends that I've grown up with, or people that I run into from time to time, and you have these various modes of communication. When you're with those people, you just kind of fall right into the way that you guys communicate. And there's a few dudes that I know, and I have to catch myself. In reality, I don't see these people very often because I'm aware of these modes of communication. My wife knows it. Whenever you're with that guy, you come home all like angry. And because the conversation turns to, that guy, F him. That thing, screw that. And we just sit and tear everything apart. We talk about how much the world sucks and how much everything sucks. And all that does is fills you with suckery. You get it? Do you understand that sometimes that toxicity, though, is not somebody else? We're always looking without. That's the point of all of this. This was the impetus to this discussion. We're always looking out here. I think there's a book that guy wrote that'll help me. If I go to hear that sermon, that'll help me. If I go pay $5,000 for that seminar, that will help me. Yeah, all of those things may help you. None of them will do shit until you decide, I'm sick of this. Yeah, that matter of fact. It doesn't need to be you on the floor bawling your eyes out. It doesn't need to be some rock bottom bullshit where you're going to slit your wrists. Perhaps you pull over and you look at yourself like I've done several times in my life. Hey, I'm sick of what you're doing with your life. Stop it. And it's not like a movie where the next scene is going to be some happy piano music and you're skipping around eating cotton candy and freaking, charts are going up and everything's awesome. It might still suck, but you've decided I will do something. These people I'm telling you about, a couple friends of mine have lost, both of them, almost 100 pounds each. They didn't wake up 100 pounds lighter. But if you look at pictures every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, a little at a time, man, that's sometimes how it happens. These guys that are great shooters didn't just wake up that way. Somebody that has a well-rounded life, a life where they inject good, where they receive good, where they sleep well at night, where they have a bank account that allows them to not worry, didn't just happen. And you might say, oh no, their parents gave them money. Bullshit. I've already told you that. Somebody could give you all the money in the world, all the guns in the world, all the stuff that there ever could be, but you still are the only person that can make you happy. Only you. Only you. Not even John Lovell. Even John Lovell can't make you happy. My wife can't make me happy. You can't make me happy. You still have to develop and cultivate whatever that perfection is for you. Some people want a big house. Some people want to live in a tent. Some people want to frickin' live as a nomad. Some people want to never leave where they grew up. That's for you to decide. Don't walk my path and I won't walk yours. That's okay. It would be worthless, John. That's true. That's a little bit of geek wisdom. Next, he's going to say something about Star Trek. But you guys get it? Until you are purposeful in your actions, I think the most important takeaway for this conversation for all of us should be this. What are you going to do? Don't answer it to me. Don't tell your wife, unless that's the kind of relationship you have. I'm not talking about go borrow money and start a business and don't tell your wife. That's not the kind of stuff I'm talking about. But don't go tell your family members, hey, I'm going to start to be more positive. People will look at you like you're crazy. Just start to be more positive. Just show the world. Show the world what you're capable of. Not because you need them to tell you we believed in you, but because then you will have reached what it is you're trying to do. The fruit, man, the fruit. Start looking in and around the people that you're with for the fruit. If everything that comes from that person is negative and tears down, you don't have to be mean. Just don't pay them any mind. If the person happens to always make you feel good, makes you smile, if others that know them speak good of them, that's probably good fruit, man. If the guy every time he calls you is mother effing somebody, I don't want to hear it. And you know what? There are a lot of people in my life that I was probably that guy to them. Ah, crap, Mick's calling. Don't be that guy. You don't have to be. And in that lies the answer. You choose to be whatever you choose to be. I say this in every class. You are the exact shooter, exact person, the exact father, mother, brother, neighbor, lover, citizen, son, daughter, whatever. You are the exact person that you made yourself to be. Oh no, my parents. Nah, you're an adult. You can create anything. Yes, the things that were piled onto us as children, both good and bad, those are hard things to change. Yet you can, right? Now, somebody that maybe grew up in like a very abusive environment and such, there are some things that if you are a child through our developmental years, a lot of people don't realize that our brain is still developing from the time we are a embryo till we're late teen. Our brain is still growing. And as that brain's growing, depending on what went down in our house, may have a lot to do with some hardwired stuff in our brain. Yet you can still overcome that, change it. So if you identify, somebody said earlier, man, I'm a procrastinator. Get up and fucking do whatever it is you want to do. That's it. Like, we identify these things. I got to lose some weight. Then get up and do it. You dig? That's it. Identify the goal. Apply some action to it. That's it. I swore a few times, which means that now Drew's going to get mad at me because he's going to have to pull this video down, but we'll leave it up for a bit. See, I like to swear once in a while, too. If people don't like that, too bad. Guys, I appreciate that you spent some time with me today. I am not here to sell you anything. John is one of my fans, which makes me feel good, and I am one of John's fans. You know, there's too few people in the world like John Lovell, and I hope that all of you guys get to meet him in person at some point. But big picture here, guys. The world's a cold, dark place, so don't add any more cold and darkness to it. I'm not going to get corny. Be good. That's it. That's all you got to do. Treat people respectfully, and you'll be really amazed at what life will pay in return to you. Judge people by their fruit. Again, not judge them as if you are judge and jury, but make decisions on who should be around you. Make decisions on who you should invest your valuable time. As I told you, I'm watching these leaves turn to autumn. This metaphor of the seasons. We have seasons of our life, and there will come a time that I will watch the last autumn. You get it? There will be a time you will watch the last autumn. Unless you live somewhere weird where there's no seasons, you will watch the last autumn. And then what? Then what? There will be no more time for you to chase these dreams, for you to invest in you. So invest in you today. Be well. Love you.